Hello and welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show. Today's episode is sponsored by the one and only Flower Bloom. Was that a harmony? Maybe.
Probably not.
We had, I know we say this every time, but one of our best events to date this last weekend.
Okay, but that's such a good sign. They just get better.
They just keep
time.
getting better and better. At Flower Bloom.
Better than this.
The most amazing owner ever, Bree,
Truly.
came with like all these crafts. Had no idea. Table setup, like you can
She
make
said,
bracelets.
"Should I bring
you can
crafts?" We're
decorate
like,
mirrors.
yeah. We weren't expecting her to bring a full table.
Full
of
table set up
crafts.
with crafts for the Portland Girls, Gays, and Theys. They closed down the shop for us to have this event. We actually hit capacity. So at one single point, there were 60 people all in there at once, which is
Woo.
our biggest event. So total, we don't even know how many people came through.
If I had to guess, I'd say somewhere between 70 and 75.
Yeah,
like
I would
people
say
that came
too.
and went.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I mean, every single event, there's new people that we get to meet, and it's just the most amazing thing ever to do. So very happy, and it's in a time where we need community so fucking bad. We need community ourselves.
Yes.
We know our people do. The girls, gays, and theys really, really do. And so a part of me feels like the TikTok that blew up a year ago happened when it did, so we could have a year to grow the group and establish it.
Yeah.
So that with everything that happened, was it last week?
It's literally like,
Was it only a week ago?
yes.
Fuck, it feels like a fucking lifetime. With everything that happened last week, it was like, holy shit, the universe was like, you need this. Your people need this when this time comes.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's how I'm just like, it feels divine.
Like, you guys are our Dumbledore's army, and he is he who shall not be named, you know?
Yeah. It is so crazy to me when all the shit about J.K. Rowling did come out, because I'm like, girl, you wrote this book.
Yeah, the fuck?
How do you
like,
not...
Did you...
The symbolism...
Like, your own book went over your own head.
Literally. I'm like, girl, the book is literally... What? Like, have you watched the movie yourself? I don't fucking... The whole fucking thing is about government and corrupt government. That's literally the whole fucking thing. It's about racism. Mm-hmm. So don't get me going off on that. But before we get into our catch-up... Well, do we want to catch up first and then get
into
the dark shit and then get into the topic?
Oh, no. Let's get the dark shit
Let's
out
get the
of
dark
the
shit
way.
over the way. Dark shit over the way. Trash.
That's good.
Really?
Yeah.
It's when you don't try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about this too much.
No.
Because, well, we want the pod to be, yes, a resource. We're not going to ever, like, not talk about some serious shit that's going on because it is dark. But we also know the podcast is an escape for a lot of people. And you're going to these places. Like, we're not a news, like, Go Liberal podcast. Well, we are a Go Liberal podcast. But we're not, like, that's not our...
Where do you get your
like,
news? The It's Time podcast.
It's Time podcast. But we are... Like, we care a lot about people and what's happening. Like, it's, like, common sense and, like, I don't know, empathy.
Yeah, this crazy little thing called empathy.
That a lot of people don't seem to have. So, really briefly, last week was the inauguration. I did not go to work the day after that. And I did wake up feeling sick, but a part of me is like, was I sick? Or was I mentally ill and couldn't get out of bed because of that? Probably a combination. We've been like crazy busy every single day. There's like never a break, which thankful for, but I'm tired.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's painful.
And we need to like have energy in this time. Like, yeah. Also, what's today?
The 28th.
Okay, so homework for the It's Time listeners. When this episode comes out, the 29th of January, that's when a lot of boycotts are going to be starting.
Period poo.
You're probably going to be listening to this after the 29th, but if you aren't and it's on the 29th.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late. And also the 29th, don't buy anything from corporations. This feels weird to say when it comes out the day of the 29th, but just so you know.
Some of you listen first thing in the morning.
And that's true.
Talk about you, Anna.
Always our first listener. But go do some research on what companies and corporations are supporting Musk, Trump, the Trump administration, all of that. And
are still committed to DEI.
Yes. Yes. Go to Costco and support Costco.
Yes.
Don't go to Target.
It's time to give up Target.
It's time. And honestly, my wallet will be so fucking happy.
Your pharmacy.
No, I had to go to the pharmacy yesterday, and I was like, fuck, my pharmacy is inside Target. But it's a separate business.
It is.
So I just can't buy anything in Target on my way through. Yeah, they're completely detached. They've told people go up and ask them, and they're like, we don't know anything about Target. Stop asking us questions about Target. They're like, we're pharmacists. We don't fucking know.
I'm a pharmacist.
So do your research and, people think like, what am I going to do? I'm one person, but consumers have so much power. We have all of the power. So if we actually work together, one person can make a big difference.
Well, and if everyone has the attitude of, I'm just one person, I can't change anything, then...
And that's exactly how people stay in power. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I'm just thinking of off the top of my head, if you see ice, you yell La Migra. Obviously, if you're someone who's afraid of ice, don't yell that. If you're someone who's like worried about that, but if you're someone who is, I'm fine if ice sees me, you yell La Migra as loud as you can and you start running so that you grab the attention of them and they follow you. And then the people around you know that they can go and hide. So, and also apparently ICE are like in disguise as regular police officers and here in Portland and Beaverton and Hillsborough.
Which how those things are loud.
Yeah.
Know.
Yeah. And that is from someone who lives out there. And so just spread the word about that. Know that, like, stay informed. TikTok is being censored now. Instagram's being censored. On Instagram, I shared something about ICE, and I had people all in my Instagram being like, I've been trying to share this. It won't let me. It's Meta. We don't want to be supporting Meta. It's just, as a small business in our community, literally everyone connects with us on there, and it's not something that we can pull the plug on right now. But yeah, if you can, connect with us on Discord. Where else? Discord, YouTube, TikTok
doesn't feel safe anymore.
It doesn't,
either.
but it's, yeah. I mean, people think Meta bought it. I totally would believe that. Make sure you block Facebook, Meta accounts, Instagram accounts on TikTok. There's so many things, like, but yeah, one of our followers on Instagram said when they tried to share it, they got a community guidelines warning. Yeah. So this is a very, very, very fucking heavy time, and it's hard, I think, to have moments of joy, because anytime that you do, you're always like in the back of your head like, I don't even want to be happy and do fun things when so many people are being directly affected in this exact moment right now. Like, why am I able to just like go out with my friends and have fun? But we also need to find joy and do what's right for your mental health. It's just a complete fuck. It's just a complete fuck. Like, but you're not alone. Are you okay?
No, I feel like I just like came out of a disassociative state for a second there.
Felt real.
Yeah.
On our do you want to say something?
No.
I couldn't tell if you were about to say something. I shared on Instagram, like, we didn't have a podcast last week because it was just too much. So when I posted that on Instagram, I just kind of was like, how are you feeling? What's going on? I just want to hear from you. These are some of the replies. Just fuck. Feeling so sad but so thankful to live in Portland during this time. defeat, rage, loss, and losing IQ points. I'm feeling enraged. I am also feeling like taking action and funding mutual aids. That's great. I think the only thing we can do right now is take action, use our voice as much as we can, boycott where we can, be there for the minorities, for oppressed groups, and use your voice. If you see something happening, stand up for them. If you have the privilege in a situation, say something, do something. It's on the person with privilege to do. Okay, we don't need to talk about this stuff anymore, unless you want to add anything.
No.
Okay. It's very real. I'm definitely, like, dissociating from it. And then I'll like, go through, like, rabbit holes of, like, it's all I can think about. It's all I can, I don't know. It feels end of the world. It's just.
I feel like I've been very, like, I've been staying attuned in a very surface level way of, like, knowing the things I absolutely have to know right now, but completely ignoring in every other way. You know, I feel like this is the first time I'm, like, actually feeling my feelings about all of this.
Well, this is a safe space. Cry, girl. I'm so proud of you for crying.
My tears are gonna freeze onto my face.
Her furnace is still not in existence. So if you saw last episode, you heard the story about that, and that's why we're bundled up. Yes. So it just is so back and forth. I don't even want to be like, oh, let's move away from that and talk about happy shit. Like,
I know, it's like that constant back and forth.
It's so fucked. But let's just.
But I do think everyone's feeling that way, and it makes it easier to acknowledge. I don't know. Because, I mean, how many people have you seen posting about how they're torn between, like, trying to stay informed and, like, sparing their mental health? Like, we all are feeling that right now, and I think it's just important to honor, like, whichever vibe you're in that exact moment, because we can't live in it completely 24/7 for the next 1,300 days.
1,300 days? Did you know that, or did you do the math?
Oh my god, I did not do the math.
Okay, I was gonna be like,
no, I've been seeing countdowns. It's not exactly that.
Fuck, but it's
I'm
like,
rounding.
I was gonna say, that was fast math.
Me? No.
Do we have any catch-ups?
Well, while we're on the, like, how fucked is America train, I sent Mariah a voice message the other night. I went to the movies on Sunday, as I always do, and I gardened rather generously beforehand.
So brave to do for a blind viewing.
Yeah, I really don't know what I was thinking there.
Us at fucking Y2K.
Oh my, literally, yes.
What the fuck is this?
Why did we do that?
I don't know, because we thought we knew.
We thought we
knew what we were doing. We didn't.
No, we had no. So I went to go see, what's it called? Flight Risk. And I don't know how I hadn't seen any previews for it.
I haven't seen, like, anything for that.
Yeah.
They've not been promoting it.
Hugh Grant was asking me about it. He
or
was like, "Oh, I feel like all the good parts were in the
I don't think we're the
thing."
demo.
And
maybe?
I was like, "What?"
They're not trying to reach us.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, no, they're not coming for me.
We're not the demo.
So I was, like, looking on the app and saw the little, like, 2-sentence synopsis and knew I recognized some names and was like, oh yeah, like, I'll go see this movie. It was that or something I'd already seen. Sure, I'll see the new thing. So I went in pretty blind. I'm like, there's a bad guy on the plane. Oh, is there a bad guy on the plane? Is there a bad guy on the plane? So I am so incredibly gardened. And I sit down. I purposely got there early to watch the previews. Sometimes I'd be running late. I miss the previews. And I'm like, you know what? I see movies all the time. Good, it's okay. But when you see it all the time, you're like, I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
But I've been skipping them so often. I haven't been seeing them.
Time to catch up on the trailers.
Anyways, I could totally shorten this story.
No, that's fine. We're long storytellers.
It's the
Love
ADHD.
it or hate it.
And like it's never in sequential order.
I'm like
I like start saying something and then I go backwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but also this.
Yeah, like I'm actually a horrible storyteller.
Every time I'm like, okay, let me tell this long story short. It's never ever short.
So I'm sitting down watching the previews, and like every preview is a horror movie, which I like horror movies, but I'm like, whoa, right now. And then a man walks in.
Was there anyone in the theater at this point though? Before?
Yes, there was a few.
Just a couple though.
It was like pretty empty just generally. Like I knew when I bought my ticket it was going to be a pretty empty theater.
Yeah.
So this man walks in really slow, like really taking his time going down the aisle to the point where like it was like I could see him just lingering in my peripheral. So I'm like, okay, red flag. He takes forever to get down to the aisle. He looks like he like doesn't know where he's sitting, like whatever, wearing a backpack. I'm like, these are all very suspicious signs.
How old is this man? Would you guess?
I don't know. I couldn't see his face very clearly.
Okay. Because backpack?
So, yeah.
16?
He definitely seemed too old to be wearing a backpack, I will say. And at first I was just trying to be like, maybe it's like encampments have gotten worse right by that theater. And I was like, maybe it's just like someone that's, you know, tweaking a little bit. And like, that's why they're acting the way they're acting. And then that helped me calm down. But then I couldn't fight the thought of shooter. And I was wearing really loud pants. I was stressed about that. And then I was thinking about how my purse is loud. Like, my purse has that chain. I was, like, fully coming up with an exit plan. At first, I started, like, literally my heart was beating so fast. Like,
Had the movie started at this point?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how I saved myself from a panic attack. Like, that's where I was at. I'm on the app now looking at, like, okay, well, maybe I just need to get out of this theater. Like, what else is playing at this time? And I'll just, like, pop to a different whatever. And then I just, like, couldn't get myself to get up for whatever reason and was coming up with my exit plan. Like, okay, I get on the ground. I army crawl. I can't forget my purse because I don't have my car keys, and then I can't leave this place. So I was, like, thinking about my loud pants and my loud purse and how I was going to crawl out the back. And then, like, once I got out there, where was I going to run? Like, the movie theater I go to, like, where do you run there?
I was going to ask which one, but I don't want to say that. We don't want to say that.
Like, that apartment building is the only place you could go. Big, tall one.
The one with...
Yeah.
Okay. Safety first. Safety first.
So I'm like, okay, I have to run there, and then I have to call the police, then I have to call my parents, and then I have to call Rachel because Rachel's going to be closer than my parents will, and I don't want to be here alone. And I don't know why in my head I thought I had to stay there.
If you ever need to get medicated, just show them this clip.
Oh.
Ma'am, do you have anxiety?
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Let me just show you this clip.
And then the movie started, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to, like, I'm guarded. So, like, I'll forget about it. I'll lock into something else.
Yeah.
And that'll be done. And then every time he would, like, move, I would.
Yeah.
But then he started to sink down into his chair, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, you're not going anywhere. And then a certain amount of time had passed, and I was like, well, why would you wait this far into the movie and then shoot us all? So then I was feeling pretty good about that. And then.
But then.
The movie.
I won't say it. Never mind. It'll make the anxiety worse.
Wait till the end?
Well, remember when the Batman shooting happened?
Yeah. Was it at the end of the movie?
No, he, like, waited for, like, a time in the movie when there was, like, a shoot.
Oh, no, that had crossed my mind,
Okay,
too.
I'm like, because when the violence happens, then I'm like, what if they're waiting for that moment?
They're waiting, and then it, like, covers the sound at first or whatever. Yeah, no, I had that thought, too. So once I made it past the first shooting in the movie, I was like, oh, so maybe we're good.
Okay.
The movie, Mark Wahlberg, crazy-ass motherfucker.
Was he the bad guy?
I
don't think I'm going to see it. I guess maybe you will.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe that's in the preview, too, that he's bad. Or is that a secret?
Actually, no, it's got to be. I don't know how else you make a preview.
Because I haven't seen, like,
the
anything
whole
for
movie
it.
basically takes place on a plane.
See,
there's, like, 10 minutes at the beginning and, like, 10 minutes at the end that aren't on the plane. So I don't know how you make a preview interesting without
Did you ever
showing that
watch
he's the bad guy.
the movie, the thriller action movie about the plane terrorist thing with it was like Christmas.
Whoa.
With
Terrorist
it was a Christmas Netflix movie.
I don't
with
think
Joel
I could watch that.
Edgerton. He played Elton John in the Elton John movie.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, it was like it's Christmas Eve, and then it's like there's this guy. It was Jason Bateman. Wait.
Oh.
Yeah, Jason Bateman was like the bad guy. So it just like it sounds very similar. But
maybe it is.
Oh.
Yeah. But let me tell you, that motherfucker crazy. He's crazy. And normally
Marky Mark.
I don't love like a movie that's violent just to be violent.
Just for the shits and gigs.
But it was less the violence that was bothering me and more like the things that this man was saying. Like really triggering, upsetting things. So
was he a terrorist?
No.
He had like a target.
Yeah, well, I think he's like in the mob or something, like that's the vibe. So he was saying like really horrible things, and I was like, wow, so this movie is like really bad too. And then that was making me spiral. So let me tell you, when the credits came rolling, I was like, between needing to get the hell away from this movie and wanting to get out of the theater before that motherfucker stands up, I'm out of here.
She booked it.
Yeah, I've never been so grateful to be back in my bed.
That's the thing with movie theaters. I love going to the movies so fucking much, but I do get anxiety a lot in theaters. And I'm like, when people walk in late or like, sometimes you can't see the uniform when people come in to monitor, and I'm like,
what are you doing?
Or like if someone moves I'm like, and
sudden movements, loud noises.
Yeah, it's hard to be
That's
fully
why I love
in.
Empty theater.
Yeah, but then I will start getting in my head about like, I don't know, what if someone saw it was empty and was like, ooh, perfect. There's one person in there. See that?
I'm always like, they got bigger fish to fry.
They're gonna go to a theater with more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like get a little more bang for your buck.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's a really fucked up thing to say. Sorry.
Damn. No pun intended.
Yeah. Oh.
No gun intended. Damn.
Ooh.
The jokes we can make.
The jokes. Pranks.
I knew it. I was like, she's gonna say the line. She's gonna say it. Do I have any catch-ups?
I also am like in a very fragile state right now, which I think most of us are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I usually exist in that space.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about in therapy today. Like I feel like do I have my struggles? Yes, but even when like shit's going on in my life, I feel like I'm like at this like happier end of the scale on the baseline. Like I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky person. And then every once in a while I go for like a few days. And then I come up. And then a while later I go back down.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like
like you can't stay up.
No, I cannot stay up.
That might just be the reality of life right now. How fun.
Live, laugh,
and
love.
that's why like we do have to find moments of joy and things that make us happy, even though like because we have to keep going so we can do something, so we can make a change and actually like put work into action. And
you know when I don't feel like I can do something, when I let myself sit in the shit, like I have to tap in, like I have to remove myself from a certain extent so that I can feel the joy, so that I can have energy to do something about the shit.
Oh, there is another catch up. Kaylee and I decided we are doing something this summer.
Oh, I was like,
and you, our listeners, are going to be so happy about it. Because that just means more travel time. We did not play that.
Clearly.
It was like 2 weekends ago, maybe.
It's Tuesday.
It is.
We should look at flights.
We should. It was like 2 weekends ago, maybe. We had like gotten up really early to watch a few matches, and then we went to brunch and we were sipping our Bloody Marys, and then one thing led to another, and we were looking at flights, and we were going to Europe this summer.
Bet.
Don't know where, don't know when.
But
it's gonna happen
know how. Airplane.
so we're going to Europe. There will be travel episodes sooner than we thought there would be, so that's super exciting.
Yes.
We're also gonna do like a staycation travel episode after my birthday weekend, because that's gonna act as like a travel weekend.
Okay, I know we say this every time we have an event, but for your birthday, we really should have a confessional.
Let's do a confessional.
Like, how fun is
And we'll
that?
have time to like do that at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, it's almost the end of January. It is the end of January. And
It
we
is the end of
have, do we
January.
have one event in February?
One event in February.
One event in
yes.
February. And guess what? It's our 1 year birthday.
Happy birthday
For
to
Portland
us.
Girls, Gays,
Happy
and
birthday
Nays.
to us.
So check out our Instagram for all those details, or the Discord, wherever you are. And it'll be really fun. It'll be probably one of our best events to date. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have cake. It's going to be so much fun. So, and that will be at Sea Grape Apothecary, our other besties. And we're just so excited.
We love them. It's been too long since
It's been
we've been there.
way too long since we've been there. So excited to be back. It was like the first local business that we partnered with.
Yeah.
So it feels fitting to have our first birthday there. So yeah, how long have we been doing this? Perf.
You personally don't have any catch-ups?
No.
Wow.
I work. That's it. Like, I'd be working my fucking ass off, to be honest. Yeah, so work is going up, hopefully.
You have an exciting work thing. Is that official?
The new team I'm on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like a catch up. Like, what do I...
It is a catch-up. She got handpicked to be on this, like, new team that's the same, like, conceptual job that she's doing, but slightly different.
More
So
opportunity, more resources.
It's
Okay,
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's very exciting. It feels like the work I've been doing with some larger brands and some national business that I've been really trying to get it more into. It's been noticed by leadership, it's the best. I mean, when your leadership actually sees, because sometimes leadership just sees a number or sees like what's the end of your month look like, and they're not seeing all the work you're putting in every day. So being recognized and chosen for the team is really special, and it's motivating. It's like, okay, now I have to work even harder because they see potential in me. So yeah, I'm gonna kick ass this year. So speaking of
kicking ass,
so we're way past New Year's. We know this. It's never too late to set a goal. It's never too late to work towards something that you want.
also,
You don't
no
need...
one said January needs to be when you set your goals.
No, January 1st, Monday, like tomorrow. It doesn't... You can do it whenever you want. Like,
That's so me. I'm like, an even numbered day.
no, it's so true. They're like, oh, I'll just wait till Monday. I'll start tomorrow. Okay, why do we do those things usually? Because we're setting unrealistic goals. We don't know the path to get to that goal. So it's just like, I'm just going to quit. Most people... What's Quitter's Day? January 27th or 28th, I think, is Quitter's Day. So people that set like traditional resolutions for New Year's usually last about a month before they quit. That's just statistically what it is.
I've never heard anyone call it Quitter's Day.
I don't know why I like asked you, because I think
What is
it's
it?
in
Quitter's
my
Day?
like in corporate we talk about it because like when we're like
That's
selling,
when you be targeting people.
yeah. Oh, people are about to quit. Like, this is a good time to like push out messaging and stuff like that. But last New Year's, we did a whole episode about how much we basically hate resolutions, don't like the culture around it.
Period.
Yeah, and that we don't participate in that, but that doesn't mean we don't set goals. So Kaylee kind of went into last time, explain like, what is a SMART goal? How do you set up a SMART goal and how it's different from a traditional resolution? I was going to say, do you want to explain what a SMART goal is?
Why can I not think of what the S is? I have all the other ones.
You knew I was going to like point it back to you. You're like,
I was
let me
let me get rid of that. Oh, specific.
Okay. SMART goal.
is an acronym. S is specific. You need to make sure like it's not too general, because what do you do when you have a general goal? You snake your way out of it. You need to make sure that it's measurable, like how do I know that I've met this goal, or how am I on track to this goal? And then obviously attainable. Like when you were talking about all the reasons people quit and you're like, I was like, I don't feel like any those are my reasons, or the reasons you put it off or whatever. No, it really is because I feel like it's unattainable, because I wake up one day and I'm like, I'm going to change my whole life.
Yeah, you jump to the thing.
I'm going to work out every day and I'm only going to eat salad.
Yeah.
Like, not attainable. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the R is relevant. Like, is it relevant to the track you're on in life, or the, like, bigger picture that you are trying to achieve? And then time-based, like how are you keeping track of the time frame of when you're trying to achieve this goal, and when are you checking in with yourself? So that's what SMART means.
Love that.
S is for specific.
You know,
specific.
I'll give an example. And I didn't like think of setting it up as a SMART goal, but as you were explaining it, I was like, oh, I pretty much did set myself up for a SMART goal. I'm trying to quit nicotine, and I initially was like, oh yeah, I'll quit. When I was vaping disposable vapes, I was like, oh, when I run out of my vape, I'll quit. But then I find myself buying another one. There was no goal. I didn't set anything. I was like, oh yeah, I'll quit. And I just like, it was just this floating piece, like, I don't know why I imagine everything visually. Floating, I just say it out and nothing, I didn't have steps. I didn't have anything to set myself up to quit, so I never did. And then I had this conversation with a good friend of ours, Tyler, who explained his process when he quit the vape. And there's steps. There's levels. There's like a time frame.
Explaining how she's going to quit vaping with her vape locked in her
No, but that's a part of it. That's a part of it, though. That's a part of it, because I was going to try to just be done one day.
It's a fixation.
It's a fixation. Yeah. So I literally I'm at 50% right now. And then I'm going to go down to 35. And then I'm going to, nicotine, yeah. And go down, like, yeah. So I'm on track, on my way to be done in an attainable way, in a way that's like actually, well, attainable. I was gonna say actually doable for me.
Yeah,
I literally just said attainable.
Come on, synonym.
Yeah. So there's that. Just I didn't even think of that. So think about if you were to actually like go through that and set yourself up for a SMART goal. I mean, I think was our SMART goal or your SMART goal last year was friendships. I'm pretty positive. I don't know. Everything.
Maybe you should also write down the goal.
Honestly, though, but before we made our friends, everything was about
I want making friends.
Strong female friendships. That was like always your thing.
Yeah.
Guess who has strong female friendships? Just
Love you,
saying.
bitches.
So, yeah, the whole thing with resolutions is like, oh, what's your New Year's resolution? I'm going to lose weight this year. What?
Not specific. That's the S. Yeah. Don't forget it.
Well, it could be measurable, but you're not setting it up to be.
Yeah.
How is it attainable? Like resolutions are just like, remember growing up, what's your resolution? I'm going to get A's this year. How am I going to get A's this year? What am I going to do differently? Am I just going to say that and then keep doing what I'm doing and just hope that I get A's? So, I honestly can't remember the last time I like participated in New Year's resolutions.
I don't think I've like ever really been a resolution person.
I feel like they were like maybe a part of class assignments and sometimes like everyone write out your resolutions.
I have used January 1st as a jumping off point, because sometimes it's nice to just be like, well, yeah, like this is the start of a new year, so it just makes sense to like try something.
Yeah.
But
feels like a fresh start in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like it's a new year.
But the beauty of being a teacher is like September feels like that for me too, and then like summer feels that way. So I have lots of fresh starts throughout the year.
Yeah. I don't know what this is, but if you were to like ask me to like visualize the calendar year, in my head it looks like a track. It's shaped like a track too. And the start of the year is September.
Yeah.
And it's right here on the track.
Because we spent so much of our life, yes.
And then December's over here, and then it wraps back around.
Oh, it goes backwards.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So intriguing.
So September starts at the corner, and then it goes around the field.
From left to right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like how you would run around a track, I guess.
Is there a specific?
Every time I did track, we ran this way. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's just like when I was in 4th grade doing track, that's what we did.
Whoa.
But I think, I don't know.
I'm like tripping myself out.
I don't know
now.
why.
I'm like, wait, how do you turn around on a track?
And then there's color, then each like era, and sometimes it's 1 month, sometimes it's a few months, are different colors. Mm-hmm. September is like a dark red.
The second you did this, I was picturing colors. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, starts with red.
Roy G. Biv.
Summer's blue, all of the summer months. Anyways, someone tell me what like symptom that is of there's something. Like I do associate colors with things, but I don't think I have whatever that's called because I don't do it that much.
What is that called? That's like on the tip of my tongue.
I don't yeah.
Synesthesia? No, that's when
that's
you
when you can
music.
See music. Or does that also mean other things too? Synesthesia? Synesthesia? Like what color is the number 7?
Green.
Mine's red. Like a red.
Like a bright red? Mm-hmm. Like ugly red? Primary red?
Not that red. What else? Wednesday.
Purple.
Blue.
Oh, wait.
It is?
Synesthesia.
So it just must mean, it could be...
when you associate things with color.
So is that the same thing as the music one?
No. Maybe that's maybe there's no E in there.
I don't know. I watched that one movie with, I think it's called Musica. And it was all about that. It was not a good movie. I'm so sorry. I think that the intention was so good. I think that the idea was amazing. I just think they didn't have money for production. Oh?
Synesthesia. It's all the same.
It's all the same. Okay, synesthesia. There you go. Okay. Let's end today with setting smart goals for ourselves.
I want us to become an actual business for tax purposes primarily.
Yeah.
So specific, I want us to become a business with a business bank account so that we can file taxes. It's measurable because we will have like an official, what's that called? Like business.
What are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say? Not trademark, not like
LLC?
Yeah, but the general term for it, like we'd be an LLC or a nonprofit or whatever, like we would have like
business.
Yes.
I don't know what the word is.
No, we have a business because we'll have
a business.
Yes.
Official?
Yes.
Corporate?
Confirm that my goal is attainable? Well, yes, it is.
It's very
because
attainable.
all I have to do is fill out some paperwork and pay some fees.
Also, we've done a lot of the like, not the process, but we've looked
understand
into like
the process.
Price points for things and yeah.
Relevant? Well, yes.
Hell yeah.
Gotta make that money for the group. Gotta pay the taxes on the money for the group. Relevant for sure.
Hell yeah.
Time. Ultimately, like
before April.
Yeah. Well, not this April.
No.
That's not happening.
No.
Ultimately, before next April.
Before next April.
But that's like too generous of a time. I think we should have it all sorted out by September. Which
Okay.
I think is still like a very generous amount of time.
Yeah. But we also have full-time jobs and other things going on.
Yeah,
It's
have to give
hard
ourselves some grace.
to do this at the
That's
same
why
time.
we're a year into this and we're not a business
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. We need to establish. Yeah. Patent pending.
Yes.
Patent pending.
Put all of those like crowd funds to use.
Yes,
Finally. Like,
yes.
They've been sitting there. We like had this idea when everything formed, and we're like, let's run with the momentum. Let's get some money so we can pay these fees. And now it's just been sitting, waiting for us to use it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Thank you to everyone who's donated. All of the money that has been donated will
Big
go
fat
back
thank you.
into the group,
Yes.
into our community, into the resources.
And if you're interested in continuing to donate, we'll put the link here.
You can't click on the screen, but it'll be below.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm pointing below the
Oh,
screen.
you meant like here on the screen.
No.
Or I could put it. No, I'm not gonna take the time to make a QR code. You can just go down below. Okay, my SMART goal. I don't. It's like if I say it, I've already said this.
You have to
I've
commit
already
to it.
said my SMART goal to my leadership at work, but I haven't said it out loud like here, so I'm gonna be held accountable
okay.
to it. Wait, what's S?
Specific.
Specific.
I lost it again.
This is a very specific goal. I want to make 6 figures in 2025.
Holy motherfucking shit.
That is my specific goal.
She's my sugar mommy now.
If I attain it.
When you attain it.
When I
whoa.
attain it.
Is it attainable?
It is attainable, actually.
So when you attain it.
If I literally work my fucking ass off. And, okay, so specific, I want to make 6 figures. Do I have to be really specific about the exact number?
No.
Because 100K, I don't need to make more into the 6 figures. The minimum 6 figures
Yeah.
is cool. That would
Well, yeah,
be
don't cap
life-changing.
yourself at that. Yeah, 6
Okay,
figures.
6
That's
figures.
the minimum. You make more, great.
Great. Measurable. Wait, measurable is not time. It's how you're going to measure it.
Yeah.
Well, I started this in 2024. I have an Excel sheet with my expected income from the brand deals that I already have. And then I have like my goals. And then so I have it kind of listed out in Excel to show me how much money I still like need to get by a certain point. I have the full year, obviously. But ideally I'm hitting that 6 figures before the end of the year. So measurable by the chart I made.
Measurable by chart.
And my leadership knowing and keeping me accountable. I work in sales, so every single day I look at numbers. So it's kind of like impossible not to measure. Like I literally have a post-it note of like how much more money I need to make in the quarter to hit my budget and stuff like that. So if I'm hitting my budgets each quarter, I'll make 6 figures. Okay.
Wow.
Attainable? Yes.
Yes.
Not realistic.
No. Yeah. No. Relevant.
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 It's my job. It's my whole fucking life. It's the most relevant thing.
And you want the money to be able to do certain things in your life, so that feels very relevant to me.
Yes. Obviously, money is the most life-changing thing. And money can buy happiness. I'm over that fucking narrative
Yeah.
that it can't. It absolutely can. Because with money comes peace.
With the right intention.
With the right intentions. That's what it is. It's like, if I make 6 figures, am I going to be like, no. It's like, okay, I'm setting myself up for travel, for our side hustle, for investing in my future.
And
all
you're
those
going to keep the
things.
balance along the way. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to sacrifice all of your friendships to make it 6 figures,
Then
then no, money
no.
didn't buy you happiness
Yeah.
because you alone.
Yeah, absolute. And it's the SMART goal would be at the end of 2025 to hit the 6 figures.
And then your check-ins would be quarterly, basically.
Yeah. Monthly, probably, but yeah. That's my goal.
Drop the mic.
I set that goal initially in like September of 2024. So I've had this in my mind for a minute. Like my manager literally sat down with me and like walked me through the numbers, and she was like, tell me what your number goal is. And I said, I want to make 6 figures in 2025. And she looked at me and went, that's absolutely doable. You can do that. And I was like,
I can't imagine saying that and someone looking at me and being like, that's absolutely doable. I would need
that's why people like working in sales.
10 more years in my career and a master's degree plus 45 credits.
That's why I like understand now. I'm like, oh, this is why people get into sales, because I work for a company, but it's my business. They always tell us like, yes, you're, but I've been told this is Mariah Corsani's business. If you want to make money, you are in charge of it. No one's going to give you money. I have to work my ass off, put in extra hours if I want to make that much money. You can not work that hard and make very minimum, low amount of money. It's completely up to you on where you are.
Not do your job. I could not do your job.
So like if you're at that lower level, sales might not be for you. If you're able to like shoot for the stars, it's absolutely for you, because you can make a lot of money in sales, but you also can make no money.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I also want to get a promotion, but that's not like that's like a future goal that I just kind of have in the back of my head.
But also technically, I know you didn't go up, but I feel like this
it's a promotion
is a
of some sorts. Yeah.
This is a vertical promotion.
Yeah, there's no like job title change, there's no salary change or anything like that, but it feels like my first step to getting a promotion. So
it's a promotion in status.
For sure.
Perceived status.
So yeah. What else? Anything else?
I'm hungry. That's what else.
I think we wrap for today. My goal was to finish at 7.
Oh, come on, smart goal.
Come on, smart goal. Thank you so much.
Come on, Drinks.
Come on, Drinks. Go see One of Them Days right the fuck now.
That one you can garden aggressively.
That was something I was going to say when you were talking about the previews, because I've been seeing all this discussion around the fact, like, did you notice every preview for One of Them Days was a horror film?
Yeah.
And that was like an attack on the film. They don't want to see Black women on the screen. They don't want to see Black women in C-suite positions. And I'm over it.
Oh, I loved the tone there. Yeah, that was crazy. Rachel hates
I like
scary
stare
movies,
at the
and
screen.
She was like,
yeah. I'm like, you. But anyone that listens to this podcast, I know it's not you.
yeah.
You're one of the good ones. I know. If you're listening to this, you're one of the good ones. Thank you to Flower Bloom for sponsoring today's episode. We love you so much. I thought
I was in my own
I know. Thank you so much.
I didn't even.
I know, it was the deep breath threw me off. Thank you so much for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That bitch is Kaylee. We have new episodes every single Wednesday. We'll see you next time.
Bitch can't even breathe anymore.
Okay, bye.